Creativity, it thrives on observation. When you actively look for and realize details, patterns, and connections in your world, inspiration fires up with fresh ideas and insights. Today, we're going to focus on 2 ways to make the realize phase a powerhouse for your creativity. Welcome to the BDI Create Today podcast. This is a podcast where we uncover and discover the who, what, where, when, why, and how you can be creative or have more creativity. And together we'll explore the extraordinary impact creativity can have in your life, in heart, mind, body, and soul. And if we haven't met yet, I'm Beth Buffington, a licensed artist, digital illustration instructor, and a creative coach living just outside of the Windy City, Chicago. But mostly, I'm someone who is curious about how creativity can weave its way into nearly everything in our lives. Each week, we are going to look at one or more of the sparkly facets that make up the ever-changing kaleidoscope that is creativity. Welcome back to another episode of BDI Create Today. I am excited to continue our exploration about the 4 stages of my going forwards with your creative process. In this 4-part series, we're exploring how you can go forwards with your creativity through a simple process of 4 words: revive, realize, refine, and release. Now, in our last episode, we explored the importance of the first of the 4 words, revive. We discussed the importance of rejuvenating creative energy because without time to revive and refuel your proverbial creative fuel tank, it is nearly impossible to reach full potential with your creative passions. Now, in this episode, we're going to concentrate on the second of 4 words, and this word is realize. The realize stage is all about becoming aware of our world, the sights, the sounds, textures, colors, tastes, etc. These are things that we encounter daily, and it's about actually seeing and collecting these creative treasures that are hiding in plain sight. My friend, creativity, it thrives on observation. When you actively look for and realize details, patterns, and connections in your world, inspiration fires up with fresh ideas and insights. Being able to realize is crucial because it's where the seeds of innovation and originality pop up and then begin to grow. So today we're going to focus on 2 ways to make the realize phase a powerhouse for your creativity. And these 2 ways are, number 1, turning off autopilot in your brain, and number 2, having and nurturing curiosity. Both of these ways allow us to realize so that we can see, embrace, and collect new sights, ideas, and perspectives. So let's first talk about autopilot. What is it and how is it keeping us from being creative? The definition of autopilot is a navigational device that automatically keeps ships or planes or spacecraft on a steady course. And another definition for autopilot is a cognitive state in which you act without self-awareness. So being on autopilot, well, you're not aware, you're not self-aware. And so while you're on autopilot, it is robbing you from harnessing the power to realize because you're not really paying attention to your surroundings. So let me ask you this question. Do you have places like stores or schools, businesses, or common errands that you drive to or walk to so often that you don't even have to think about how to get there? And then when you arrive to this destination, do you ever think, I don't remember much about the trip I just made? Or Do you often find it's difficult to remember what you did yesterday or 2 days ago because you have this daily routine that just happens over and over and over again, and so all your days just kind of blur together? If you're thinking, yeah, I often have hazy days or trips in the car that are mindless, and yeah, I haven't really done anything super memorable this week. Well, if you've been thinking yes to any of these things, you've probably been on autopilot. It's so easy to do. So don't feel alone, my friend. Now, our world, it's bombarded by phones and tablets and TV screens that are everywhere. And we often want to take the fastest route to get somewhere, anywhere, all the time. And once we found that quickest way, we take that same way each time we need to go back to this place because it's fast. It's because we know it. Because of our rush to get things done, our techie distractions, and the repetitions in our routines, our focus and concentration on what's actually happening right now, right in front of our nose, well, it can get blurry and a little bit hazy. Our minds wander and we look to our tech gadgets to fill empty moments. We're scrolling or watching or listening to something all the time. We are habitual about routines, and this keeps us from really seeing or thinking about new ideas that might be right in front of us right now. Our daily routines can often become so ingrained that we stop truly seeing the world around us. So we're making coffee, we're brushing our teeth, we have bedtime rituals. We go through these motions and we get stuff done. But here's the thing. Because autopilot is a state where we are not self-aware, it robs us of many creative aha moments, which means that when we are on autopilot, we can let a wealth of inspiration and terrific ideas just slip through our fingers. Now, let's also look at curiosity. Curiosity drives us to explore, question, and seek out new ideas. It's about being open to learning and growing from the world around us. When we were children, new thoughts, experiences, people, places, they were often very exciting. My 1-year-old grandson is excited with the smallest new experience. Zippers, watermelon, clapping, swing sets. His bright eyes are open so wide because he doesn't want to miss a single moment of the world around him. He wants to see, touch, and taste everything that comes within his little hands. As we grow older, we become set in our ways, and phrases like, well, that's just how we always do it, can keep us from bettering a task. We often become wary around people and places that are different from what we know. And this keeps us from adding new ideas to our creativity. And this is why we're talking about the realize phase today. It's important that you know how to realize, but it's even more important that you become aware that you need to realize. Does that make sense? I hope so. Now, when you are aware that you need to be aware, you're more likely to toggle off the autopilot feature in your brain. And instead, you'll slide on those beautiful creative glasses that are curious to see the world for the possibilities, the new ideas, and the fresh perspectives that it can share. Now, all this sounds pretty good, right? Well, let's further embrace the glory of the realize phase by understanding the amazing benefits that realize phase provides you and your creativity in heart, mind, body, and soul. And my friend, there are so many benefits to the realize phase that I made a list of a few of the best benefits for you. And here they are. Number 1. When you know how to realize, you are going to enhance your creativity by becoming aware that you need to see and collect new and diverse ideas. You expand your creative toolkit. You have more ideas when you're ready to work. And this is like having an entire warehouse of creative supplies instead of just a tiny cupboard. Number two, when you know that you need to realize your surroundings, you're going to increase inspiration. By regularly exposing yourself to new stimuli, this keeps your inspiration well replenished. So you're going to have a surplus of newly collected ideas and fresh perspectives. So you are less likely to just rearrange old ideas for new projects, and you might just feel less blocked with your creativity when it's time to start new projects. Number three, improved problem solving. Now, seeing the world from a different angle is going to enhance your ability to come up with innovative solutions. Because you've been observing and changing up routines and habits, this increases your ability to solve problems. You're better at realizing the different facets in determining a process, and it makes being innovative easier, and your creativity, well, it will increase. Number four, greater empathy. Engaging with diverse perspectives fosters empathy and deeper understanding, and this will enrich your creative work. By opening your mind to new perspectives and different points of view, you learn what it's like to walk in other people's shoes. And imagine the great work you can come up with from these new perspectives. Now think, if the whole world could embrace the realize phase in this aspect, imagine the world we could enjoy. Number five, mental flexibility. Regularly challenging your mind with new ideas keeps it agile and adaptable. Autopilot makes us hazy and, well, a bit lazy too. But when we sharpen our realize skills, the creative muscles in our brain, well, it's exercised regularly, and this makes us fit and flexible, not only with our creativity, but with our overall brain processing abilities. Oh, here's one more note from our sponsor, and that's still me. I have an exciting invitation for you. Come create today with me at the all-inclusive Artist Rising Retreat Center in the beautiful Connecticut River Valley Inn. Imagine sun-filled summer days where all you need to do is relax and be creative. The dates are July 28th through August 1st. And we're going to draw flowers, and then I'm going to show you how to make your beautiful flowers into zenfully gorgeous flower mandalas, all in Procreate. It's easy, and I promise you, you can do this whether you're a seasoned Procreate professional or you're a newbie to this lovely drawing program. So come and bring a friend or two or three and meet me in Connecticut this summer for some lovely sun-filled days, and we'll create today together. For registration and to gather more information, just go to www.artists-rising.net/Beth-Buffington-2024. Or make it easy and just go to the show notes for the link. You can also find the information on my Instagram page. Just search for Beth Buffington. My friend, I cannot wait to create today with you this summer. So you can see that the benefits of becoming aware are many, and they are glorious. And when you realize that you need to realize the world around you, it is beneficial for your creativity in heart, mind, body, and soul. So, okay, you might be thinking, this sounds great, Beth, but how can I turn off autopilot and also become more curious? I don't know. How do you do this? Well, that's a great question. Let's go over a list of ways about how you can realize and actually see the world around you so that you can collect your next great idea. Today we have lists on lists on lists. So here's the how to turn off autopilot and be curious list so that you can realize. Number one, become aware that you need to become aware. That sounds pretty woo-woo, but I know, but it's true. When you realize that you need to notice the colors, the shapes, sounds, and textures that you encounter in your world, you'll be more likely to actually see the colors, the shapes, the sounds, and the textures that you want to see in the world. It makes sense, right? Being mindful that you need to realize that enhances your ability to observe and appreciate the details that can spark new creative ideas. Number two, you want to change up your routine. If you notice that you are likely to go on autopilot when you do certain things, shake up those things by changing your routine. Take a different route to work, try a new activity, or visit new places. Don't always take the same path when you walk your dog, or choose to go to a different grocery store. Little things like this can make a big impact. Novel experiences make you more aware and can stimulate your mind and provide those fresh perspectives. Number three, slow down. This one's easy, and yet it's hard to remember sometimes. Take your time and slow down and really observe your environment. We're often so rushed and busy to get where we're going, we forget to see where we are. So instead of rushing through tasks, give yourself moments to pause and reflect. Sometimes it's the tiny things that create your biggest creative ideas. Number four, ask questions. Cultivate a habit of asking questions and then, my friend, do the research to find the answers. Why is something the way it is? How could it be different? How could it be better? What if you looked at it from another angle? Questions lead to deeper understanding and new ideas. And number five, explore diverse perspectives. So seek out and experience other viewpoints by talking to people with different backgrounds, cultures, and experiences. Exposure to different perspectives, it broadens your thinking and enriches your creative process. Cross-pollination of ideas from different viewpoints can lead to innovative solutions and amazing creative breakthroughs. And now, just like last week, I bet you might be thinking, all this is really great in theory, but integrating the realized stage into my busy days, I'm not sure I have the bandwidth or the time for that, Beth. And I also know that sometimes autopilot, it's almost kind of like taking a break. You're going to go do something and you're not really going to think a lot about what you're doing. It's a time in your day when you don't have to crunch your brain. Autopilot is easy. So it can actually be a hard thing to let go of. But my friend, incorporating the realized phase into a hectic schedule is really easier than you think. And I've got some practical tips on things you can do so you can easily realize each day. Number one, this is simple, walking. Take a short or long, your choice, take a walk and just remember to really look at your surroundings. Realize and then take some pictures of things that you might normally overlook. The texture of an acorn, the color or the clouds in the sky, the patterns created by raindrops. Number two, choose eclectic places to explore. Find unusual stores, festivals, or galleries where you might find creative ideas. And give yourself permission to go to the street fairs, the boutiques, or antique stores that might have a plethora of creative ideas for you to collect. So take time to go where you will be intrigued. Number three, scheduled reflection. Set aside time each day to reflect on your experiences and what you've noticed. So give your brain time to think about what you've been thinking about. Number four, networking. Attend events or join groups that bring people together from various fields and backgrounds. Being with other creatives and chatting with them about their goals or discussing techniques or new tools and supplies It's often a way to trigger inspiration. So find a group or a class or an online community that will foster this type of realization. Number 5, take pictures and keep a journal. You're going to want to document all these interesting observations and questions and thoughts and ideas that you've realized throughout your day. Taking pictures and writing down all these thoughts will help you remember that great idea that was sparked by a hike or a day at the farmer's market. Now, I hope that you are realizing that the realize stage is a vital part of the going forwards with your creativity. Realizing is about breaking out of autopilot, embracing curiosity, and actively seeking out new perspectives and ideas. When you realize that you need to be aware of your world and become curious about things that you are unfamiliar with, you will infuse your creativity with fresh ideas, renewed inspiration, and innovative thinking. Thank you, my friends, so much for joining me on this exploration of the realize stage in the going forwards creative process. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with your creative friends and your family. And toggle on that subscribe or follow button so it will be easy to join me for our next episode as we dive into the third word in the going forwards creative process. And that word is refine. So, my friend, get out there, see your world, realize that you need to realize. So turn off autopilot. Remember to be curious. And until next time, stay creative, my friend. Now let's take a quick break and listen to a word from our sponsor. And my friend, that would be me. Are you interested in exploring your creativity with Procreate on your iPad? Get my free Kickstart video. It's going to give you a beautiful tour of how to use Procreate to create your own art. You'll get information about brush libraries, layer and layer options, explanations of the tool icons, and so much more. Just go to www.bdi-create.today/Kickstart to get my free Procreate Kickstart video.